Hey guys, it's me Parth. Our today's video is on heat. So what's the heat? Understanding the warmth around us. We are going to explore the fantastic world of heat. We will learn what is heat, how it measured, and the amazing way it moves from one place to another. Get ready to feel this energy. The first question will be what is heat? Heat is a form of energy that makes an object hot or cool. If body gains heat, it becomes hot, and if it loses hot heat. It becomes less hot and eventually cold. All substances made up of small particles and molecules. These molecules are constantly undergoing random motion and possesses the energy. So let's move on the next slide. What is temperature? Temperature is a physical quantity which measures the degree of hotness or coldness of the body. The hotter the body, the higher its temperature, and the vice versa. A degree of hotness or coldness are relative terms. When we touch the hot objects, the heat energy represents it in it causes a sensation of the hotness in our hand. So let's move on. Next slide. Obviously, heat and temperature are not the same things. So let's study what is heat and what is temperature and their differences. A form of energy that flows. It is heat. The temperature, a measure of hotness or coldness. Heat, measured in joules. The basic unit of heat is joules, but of the temperature, it's Celsius. Third, depends on the amount of matter, but the temperatures don't depend on the amount of matter. Heat always transfer from the hotter to colder, but the temperature indicates the direction of the heat flow. Let's move on the next slide. We needed the tool to measure the temperature. So the tool is thermometer. What is thermometer? It is a device used for the measuring temperature. In general, most of the materials, whether solid, liquid, or gas, expands on the heating and contract on cooling. However, a few substances like rubber, thermocol, and plastic contract after heating. This property of matter can be utilized to measure the temperature of the three states of matter: expansion and contraction. It is very high in gases and very low in solids. Hence, liquid are usually utilized for measuring the temperature. There are basically two types of thermometers. First, clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer is basically used by the doctors to measure the body temperature. Clinical thermometer is used to measure the body temperature of human beings. Its bulb is generally filled with mercury, a silver gray color. The temperature range of the clinical thermometer is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. It also have a king to prevent the mercury level from falling quickly. Second, laboratory thermometer. Laboratory thermometer is used by the scientists in the science labs for experiments. The range of this thermometer is minus 10 degrees Celsius to, to 110 degrees Celsius. It doesn't have any kink, so the mercury level falls as soon as it removed. Let's move on. Next slide. Transfer of heat. Heat always moves. Heat always flows from the body or region at the higher temperature to a body or region. At the lower temperature, the transfer of heat between two bodies occurs only when there is temperature difference between them. Heat flows between them till both the bodies acquire the same temperature. Thermal equilibrium. There are three types of transfer of heat: conduction, convection, and radiation. Let's study that three modes of transfer of heat. So let's move on next slide. First, conduction. Conduction is how heat travels through solid objects. Imagine holding a metal spoon in the hot cup of tea. The heat from the tea makes the part of the spoon in the tea hot. Then that heat travels particle by particle up the spoon to your hand. Then the facts about conduction occurs mainly in solids, requires direct contact between objects or particle. Good conductors transfer heat quickly. Insulators slow down heat transfer. Let's move on second mode of heat transfer. Let's move on next slide. Second, convection. Convection is how heat moves through liquid and gases. When you boil water, the water at the bottom gets hot, becomes lighter and rises. Cooler, denser water sinks to take its place, creating a circular movement called a convection current. This is how hot air balloon flies too. As the diagram shown in the picture, it happens. So let's study the facts about convection. Involves the movement of fluid itself. Hotter, less dense fluid rises. Colder, less denser fluid sinks. Forms convection currents distributing heat. So let's study the third mode of heat transfer. Let's move on next slide. And last, third, radiation. Radiation is the truly amazing because it's how the heat travels through empty space without needing any material to carry it. The most common example of the warmth you feel from the sun. So facts about radiation: doesn't require a medium of heat transfer, travels in the form of electromagnetic waves like light. You feel radiant heat from the campfire or the warm radiator. Let's move on. Next slide. Here we are end with our chapter. Let's start with the quick quiz. Let's test your knowledge. First question, what is heat? Second question, name two types of thermometers. Third, how does heat travels in the solids? And the fourth, what is the boiling point of water? So please think and answer it. For correct answer, check the description below. All correct answers are given in the description. So thank you for watching my video. Please please like, share and subscribe for more exciting scientific exploration. Bye.